Ross Meffin, General Manager of Food and Plant Standards at the Primary Industries and Regions Department. Great to be chatting with you on Flow.
Thanks, Ricky. Thanks for the opportunity to be here.
Now, we've picked up some comments from PIRSA regarding spray and spray drift concerns as we head into that part of the season. What are the major concerns in this spring period?
That's right, Ricky. I guess with good winter rainfall and into the spring so far, it's particularly important for people to be aware of the requirements when they're looking to spray. The most important thing is to be aware of what's growing around you and up to quite long distances away. With the right weather conditions, you can actually get spray drift for tens of kilometres away, and some crops, particularly grapevines, which are starting to shoot around this time of year, are particularly sensitive. So it's really important to be aware of that and also the weather conditions to make sure that you're spraying at the right time and meeting the requirements.
Now, when you talk about requirements, what's the law around this in terms of your legal obligations as someone who's spraying?
Absolutely. So the most important thing is to make sure that there is no inversion when you're spraying. So that's a weather condition that tends to occur in the evenings and right through to the night into the morning. Thankfully, we've got some really cutting-edge technology here in South Australia that we're just expanding out at the moment into the Riverland and the Murraylands. It's already available in the mid-north, called Misonet, which allows you to log in on your phone or your computer and check the local weather conditions and find out if there is an inversion layer. Above and beyond that, you obviously need to make sure that you're meeting the label conditions on the chemical that you're using. Keeping the appropriate records and making sure that you've got all of the things correct to make sure that you're not putting yourself and your neighbours at risk of spray drift, such as getting the droplet size right, the boom height right, and making sure that you're travelling at the right speed, because all of those things interact together to make sure that you're minimising that risk of spray drift.
Yeah, but in terms of if, say, a wine grape grower or otherwise with vines is affected by spray drift, there's no real recourse, is there, unless they take on a sort of civil case in the courts for that sort of damage, is there?
Look, in terms of damage, I guess once the damage is done, you're right, it's there. But look, we absolutely encourage people to report that to us here at PIRSA. We've been had very good outcomes in the last few years with reduced cases of spray drift far below the historical lows, but we are aware that it still does happen from time to time. Look, we take that very seriously and we follow up and investigate, and there are fines of up to $35,000 per instance for people who don't do the right thing when it comes to applying sprays.
So you say it's been better in recent years. Has there been prosecutions or convictions in regard to that, or is it simply matters that have been resolved by other means?
It's been due to those changes that I've been talking about in terms of making sure that we've got that weather information available at people's fingertips through Misonet. That's helped a lot. And also in the last few years, there's been some changes in terms of things like droplet size requirements that have made a big difference as well.
I think Minister for Primary Industries, David Basham, it might have been him or someone else, might have flagged that Misonet might be heading towards the southeast sometime in the future. Are there plans for expansion of the network to other places?
Oh, look, it's a great system, and we're always looking for opportunities to expand it. At the moment, we're just concentrating on that expansion, as I say, into the Riverland and Murraylands. But certainly, we're always looking at opportunities to roll it out into other parts of the state.
And I guess at the end of the day, spraying is a decision for farmers whether they do it or how or when they do it within the law. But is there a concern the department has about overuse of sprays, that maybe resistances will develop? I've heard this on the canola front, for instance, over on the Eyre Peninsula. Is that something the department's concerned about?
Look, it's an important thing to take into consideration whenever you're using any chemical, that you want to be using it appropriately so that you're getting the maximum benefit, not just in the short term, but into the longer term as well. And resistance certainly can be an issue, as you've mentioned there, Ricky. So not using it when you don't have to, or making sure that you're using an appropriate rotation and using different products with different action mechanisms will help address some of those concerns.
And finally, I gather the department has resources or training that's available for people if they want to just be ahead of their game on this stuff. Is there somewhere they can get more information about good timing with spray practice and even using these technological services in the Mid-North and the Riverland?
Absolutely, yes. So if you go onto the PIRSA website and under the rural chemicals page there, we've got a best practice information which will have everything that you need. And look, we're always happy to take a call as well if there's anything that people are looking for further clarification on.
Well, Ross Meffin from PIRSA, thank you so much for that information. Useful as we go into an important and crucial stage for some people with their crops.
Thanks very much, Ricky. Appreciate it.